It's part of the game. If you come up among lions, you should expect to get attacked by the lions. It's normal, because if you're a cat, you will run away. But if you're a lion, you will stay among the other lions. That's my world. That's where I come from. Because I believe in things. I believe I can make a difference or make noise. And some things you do from your heart, some things you do from the brain. And there is a risk in everything you do. You never know how it goes. But I think if you do it in a proper way and it feels real, natural, if you fail or not, I think you should not be afraid of risking something. You have to have the courage to do it. And if I believe in something, I will do 200% to make it successful. I say what I think, I say what I believe in. Afterwards, maybe it doesn't suit everybody, but I'm just being myself, and I don't change for nobody or something. I've been myself since day one, and I said to myself, I will not change for nobody, or however successful I will become, I will not change. I will be myself.
You need to grow up and adopt a role. You need to mature. You need to become an adult. You need to be a good man in your time. But then you have to pay attention to see what attracts your attention, what calls to you, because there's an autonomy about that, right? You don't get to pick what interests you. It picks you. And you can respond to that call and investigate or reject it. Those are your options. And if you reject it, you stay in your box. But if you follow it, something will call to you. And then if you investigate that, that will transform you. And if you investigate it deeply enough, it'll transform you into the person who can stand up against tyranny and who can lead his people away from slavery. Compare yourself to who you are and not to someone else at the present time. Well, why? Well, your best benchmark for tomorrow is you today. And you might not be able to have what someone else has on the particular axis you're comparing yourself with them on, but you could make an incremental improvement over your current state, regardless of the direction that you're aiming. And it is the case, and this is a law, the return on incremental improvement is exponential or geometric and not linear. So even if you start, this is why the hero is always born in a lowly place, mythologically. Well, why? Well, because everyone young struggles with their insufficiency. But that doesn't mean that great things can't make themselves manifest. And it's incumbent on you to have the courage, to have faith in yourself and in the spirit of reality, the essence of reality, regardless of how you construe the evidence at hand. Right, look at me, I'm so useless. I don't know anything. I don't have anything. It's hopeless. I don't have it within me. The world couldn't offer me that possibility. Well, what the hell do you know about that? The power Nietzsche talks about, his will to power was more his insistence that a human being is an expression of will rather than a mechanism of self-protection and security. He thought of the life force in human beings as something that strived not to protect itself, but to exhaust itself in being and becoming. It's like an upward-oriented motivation drive, even towards meaning. We called it the will to power.
I try everything, but there's, things you try and you keep failing and you're like, damn, I suck. And I could be really negative for a moment and I'm like, no, keep going. So I still have the willpower to get past that wall that hits me in the face. It's given me so much confidence.
So many times we dissect failure and hardships in our life, but we don't dissect success. And going back in those journals, I found that there are times when I got in a rut later and I was able to go back to those journals and go, what were your habits when you were rolling, man? Who were you hanging out with? Where were you going? What were you eating? What were you drinking? How much sleep were you getting? How were you looking at life? And they'd help me recalibrate in the times when I was off frequency and get back on the rails again and find my frequency again.
Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there.
Now, look at what happens to you as you adopt this very different, internally driven mindset. Because you are headed in a direction that resonates with you personally and emotionally, the hours of practice and study do not seem so burdensome. You can sustain your attention and your interest for much longer periods of time. What excites you is the learning process itself, overcoming obstacles, increasing your skill level.